we are. That's good. That's good. Oh my god, what is happening with my voice today? Let's see. Yep, that seems to be working on Twitch on the stream manager. So, oh god, wrong place. Here we are. You can see my little mousey moving around. So, in the last stream, we just finished languages, and we're gonna move on to animals or beasts, I guess. It is right there. So, oh god, I can't remember. Were we gonna do sea creatures? I think I said we were gonna do sea creatures. I can't remember. I'll have to check the video. By the way, for YouTube, I will be uploading the VOD for the first half of the last stream, because obviously the second half of the stream, where we did the Phasmophobia and Walter and Brian ruined me entirely, that's already up on YouTube. And instead of an edited version, because I will be editing the gameplay halves and the video watching halves of the streams, but for the writing parts, that will just be fully unedited, so it'd be the entire thing from start to finish, all there for you to see. Hopefully, I won't have to do as much editing on the second halves from now on, because I've taught myself that I should talk more and fill in the blank space, unless we're locking in to take down some phantoms. So that's the plan for moving forward. But for now, let's get into the drive and navigate through the numerous subfolders. My brain, I've completely forgotten where I put everything. Okay, here we are. My apologies, I yawned. It's 8 p.m. Maybe one day I will do a stream during the day. I mean, I'll be able to now, since I don't do anything else with the day, so I could probably do a stream in the middle of the day if I wanted. Also, I hope my new microphone is doing well, because I remember that my old microphone, I think it was because I had that big pop filter. I'm going to move it a little further away from my face so I don't end up doing all of this. I'm so sorry. The old microphone, I think it was the pop filter that I had that was causing my voice to get really muffled at certain points. So now we just got a regular all across the mic pop filter. Hopefully that's going to make the sound quality at least a little better. Sorry, there's a car alarm going off outside and my window is open, so I can hear it. I just needed to check Streamlabs to make sure that you can't hear it. It seems like you can't hear it, so we're good. I also need to check the mic when my loud-ass neighbors move by, so that I can know for certain that I can keep talking when they're being loud, because I'll know, okay, the mic is only picking me up, not them, so we're fine. Anyway, where were we? Creatures. So wow, someone's car is going nuts out there. Okay, so I don't have a lot of ocean creatures, so I feel that this section of I'm going to turn the music down a little bit more, actually. How's that? Let's keep it 0.8. There we go. Yeah. A little louder. Why not? We want to have a nice ambience here. I can't see what the number is. There we go. I'm just going to assume this is a good level for the music, because my microphone is on full right now. Can I turn it up this way? Is that louder? I feel like it is, but it's not entering the yellow bar, so that's good. It means that I'm not screaming down the microphone. We will find out in post-production when I am editing this video and I realize, okay, I sound like I'm eating my microphone and the music is barely heard. Like I said, we live and learn. Right, so we've got beasts here, so let's already, while I wait for my Google Drive to get itself together, let's start with the folders. So we will categorize these by sea/ocean. Oh, we can't have a dash. Why? Rude. Obsidian. Can we do this? No. Can we do this? I don't want to do that though. Okay, I'll just put sea and ocean. We'll keep things nice and easy. Okay, so we've got sea and ocean, and then we'll have land. And then we will have, I mean, I was going to put sky, but I feel this is going to be any animal that flies. So, as in flies, but like not, it won't be animals like, I don't know, if I make a version of a flying squirrel, and that's not going to be classified as a flying creature, it'll be a gliding creature, and it's a mammal. Don't judge my lack of knowledge in animals. Okay. Let's just go with flying. Why not? Flying creatures. We'll go with that. Okay, so water-based creatures. Wait, this is my water-based creature fact sheet. Yeah. Okay, have I made any sea creatures whatsoever? It's starting to look like I haven't. Okay, wow. It turns out I haven't. I made like 2, and one of them got yeeted into the void when I accidentally deleted my entire obsidian. Oh, damn. That's unfortunate, to say the least. Okay. You know what? New stream idea. We're going to create a bunch of sea creatures. Because why the heck not, right? I mean, I guess the theme of today's stream is creation. I created a new outfit for the horror sections. Why not create some new animals? Okay, so I've already made one thing, so we'll put that in there. Okay, new note. Ooh. So this creature is a Wallover. This right here is a W. For those of you that may not be well versed in your ye old symbols, the alphabets of your. And so we have our one sea and ocean creature that I made ages ago. So let's see, what is this thing? A deep sea creature. Okay, interesting. Maybe we should do subcategories for the categories. So yeah, let's do that. We need to classify things. So we'll do deep sea. Deep sea creatures. And you go in there. There we go. Okay, well, this is also going to include anything that lives in lakes and rivers. So wait a minute. I haven't classified these by, like, different types. I'm just classifying them by their habitats. So there are more. I know that I've got more water creatures. Okay, so we're going to be fine with this. We've got some I know that there's one reptile that I created, and I think like 2 insects. So we'll be able to do that. That'll be fun. So let's change this. Let's rename this to... Right. Screw it. Water beasts. Why not, right? You know, why the hell not? Okay, oh, clicked on the wrong thing. Right. Okay, so have I really not made... I'm going to check my... Maybe I accidentally deleted everything ages ago, so I'm going to quickly check my documents editing history, because I know there's so many times that I've made something, and okay, the last edit on this one was January of 2025, so I definitely didn't add anything to this one. But yeah, I've had plenty of times where I know I've made something or I've written some stuff on a page, and then I check it 2 or 3 days later, it's empty, and I go to the version history. It turns out I accidentally just deleted everything. As with this one, it seems I did delete something. This was the thing that I was talking about, the reptile that I made. So let's... why did I delete that? Did I put it somewhere else? Maybe I did put it somewhere else. It's in the land section. Hello, welcome back. You came at the right time. We are going to be creating things today. So, building up the world, because I did not build anything in this category ages ago, which is pretty bad. Okay, so just to get you up to speed, I've been trying to look for any water creatures, water animals that I made. It turns out that I did have one. I deleted it and moved it somewhere else for some bizarre reason. So I'm going to make... Should we return this to water? I've already got so many land animals that I feel like this deserves to be in water creatures. So make a new wetlands. This is a very common kind of what's the word? What's the scientific word? Biome, I think. Yeah, there's lots of wetlands in the planet that I made. One continent is pretty much 80% wetlands or marshland, like, and swamps and stuff. And then the rest of it is, I guess, grassland. So let's make a new note in the wetlands. Okay, I need to get because this one also has a bit of a freaky name. As with everything that I've made, they all have weird names. Okay, I'll explain what this thing is in a minute. Let's just get the info up there first. There we go. There we are. Okay, so this one creature, I'm going to go on a little bit of a lecture about this animal because it is quite interesting and plays a very central role in the society of this world. So this was essentially, I wanted to have like my own version of a frog. I always knew that I wanted frogs or some sort of frog-like creature in this world. So I created this, which is pronounced clans. And yeah, you can see from the description, they have webbed hands and feet for ease of swimming. They also have smooth elastic skin. Okay. Ignore this for a moment. This came out of a funny story that I'll tell later. But so these things, we'll just say frog creature. This frog creature is very important because it produces a slime that is used for cleaning. So it can be used. It's used to make soap. It's used to make cleaning gels as well. So there is soap and shower gel in this world because I am just that good. But they're also used to make just general cleaning products. And then also their skin is used to make elastic stuff. Yeah, it is very important. I mean, obviously this part is also important. Frog skin is used to make condoms. Yeah. So this is an important thing to learn. There is also safe sex in this world. These kinds of things were thought of, and this idea came along when I received a question asking, is there like, basically, are there contraceptives in the world? And I made it on the spot. Once made a reference to sheep gut condoms. Yeah, I feel like this is something that should be considered at the very least by every world builder, because one way or another, someone is going to ask about it. I've seen so many people asking, like, whenever questions come up about someone doing a world build, I always end up seeing that question somewhere at some point. Someone's like, so yeah, what's the safe sex situation in this world? And I'm just like, why do you want to know this? Is this going to help you discover a plot line later? Because this has nothing to do with the story. This information is totally not needed. But I just knew that someday I was going to get a question about it, so I came up with the answer. So yeah, to they asked because yes, absolutely. I think like pretty much 80% of all niche questions that authors get asked when they do a world build, they are asked purely to try and trip the author up and, like, you know, have a sort of gotcha moment, like, haha, you didn't think of that, did you? Yeah, you look like a fool. Even though they'll probably make something about it the minute they go home. And then, you know, mission accomplished. So, yeah. I don't know why that happens. I don't know why people seem to want that to make an author look silly. I mean, believe me when I say I don't need any help looking silly, so there's no need. So, yeah, this is how you can get your Johnson protection from frogs by peeling the skin off. I put a note here that I should probably put in here. Just gonna type this out. But basically, you don't actually need to skin the frog and like kill it and skin it. You just need to like they have like layered skin on their body, and the outer part is the elastic bit. The inner parts are what like produces the slime bit. So you need to sort of peel back their outer skin, but it doesn't really hurt them or anything. It's similar to like a snake shedding its skin. Like it's just it feels fine for them. And then of course you can manufacture and use it to create to make stuff. So completely harmless procedure. You know, you just capture the frog, get its skin, and then throw it back to the wetlands and let it enjoy the rest of its life. The skin grows back. You know, it's the same process as a snake shedding its skin. Like, you get rid of the old one because it's going to peel off anyway, so you may as well take it off them and use it, right? You can probably tell that I'm very much, I don't like the idea of harvesting animals for resources. So every time I have something that uses natural resources, I come up with a way to make it justifiable. Like, it's okay because, you know, either it doesn't harm the animal or this thing that's used is not like for example, mushrooms are used for light sources in a lot of places. You don't need to take them out of the ground. You can just leave them there and they provide a natural light source. Easy. You know, I very much want this world to be a natural resources are plenty and fruitful, because they don't need to be they don't need to be used in the same way that we use them in our world. Because yeah, we're not doing a great job of keeping our planet vibrant, as far as I can see. Which is quite funny, considering this is supposed to be a horror planet. So I guess in the spirit of horror, maybe the natural resources should be horribly harvested. But I can't do that. I just can't. The horror part comes when the people of the world are getting dismembered, not the animals. Although there is some animal death in the books, but we don't need to think about that. So let's add all this information that I've spoken of before I forget. I mean, I've got a note in my drive, but yeah, I've got the note in my other thing, so I can leave that. But there we have it. We've got a frog. So next, I believe we also do have some water insects. So I'm going to quickly check that and see if we can't add some of those to the folder as well. Stream manager is looking okay. Seems to be calm and happy right now. Right, okay, so giant spiders. That's the only insect that I've created. Okay, well, I guess we're jumping straight to creativity then. All right. You know what? First things first, let's try and, because in one of our previous streams, I'm going to pray that I've still got the video for that so that I can rewatch it and get the information that I wrote down. Because then I can add it privately on Obsidian and then we can talk about it later. So yeah, let's leave it alone actually and instead go to making something different. So, new folder. Let's see, we've got the deep sea. Let's just do ocean. I'll call it ocean, but this will be seas and oceans. I mean, actually, you know what? This is going to sound really dumb. This is going to expose how stupid I am, but what is the difference between sea and ocean? Because I'm pretty sure it's just mass. I've always thought that the difference is literally just seas are smaller than oceans. If I'm wrong, I'm going to hate myself. Oceans are the largest, deepest bodies of salt water. Seas are smaller, shallower, and enclosed by land. Okay, good. So that's correct. Yay, I'm not stupid. That makes me feel better about myself. My confidence has skyrocketed. Okay, so, well, this gives me an important question to ask, actually. Because I'm quite sure, yes, Oceans and seas do have overlapping species, but often host different animal communities due to variations in depth, temperature, and proximity to land. Okay, good. So we're going to go full. We're going to really pay attention here. So, okay, well, this is wrong. So this has to be deep ocean. If there's any biologists in the house, please help. Tell me if I'm doing the wrong things here. Okay, so we're going to have a separate folders for the ocean and for the sea. And then we'll have the deep ocean. So this will be like ocean floor and higher, you know, the places where the people dare not go. And then we've got the wetlands. Actually, we're going to change this. Let's see, rename. Where's... Oh, there it is. Why is it down there? We're going to change this to rivers, because the froggy fellow that we created is a river creature. Well, they're usually found at rivers, and I guess connecting towards lakes, but they don't live in the lakes. They're like, well, if you know, my voice, if you know where frogs live, then you will know where this thing lives. It's pretty much exactly the same. It is basically a frog. Now then, we also want lake creatures, because again, lakes, very different to seas, different to oceans, different to rivers. And I think that's every, you know, class of water body that I can think of. Yeah, okay. We're good. So we have one deep ocean creature. We have one river creature. What should we do next? I feel like we should try and get one of each. So we need something in lake, something in ocean, and something in sea. So let's begin with a lake creature. What should we make? It feels only appropriate that I create something that is native to the southern cod. Yeah, you know what? Screw being fancy. We're just gonna make fish. Just blanket fish. Regular old fish. Yeah, we need to actually have a kind of fish creature that is commonly used for food. And it would make sense that it would come from the southern continent, because that's where fishing is make it one of the most bountiful fish and used in the majority of fish foods. Exactly. Yes. Okay. Well, we'll leave the name for later. So we're going to make... I wish my voice would stop cracking. We're going to make some notes. So this fish shall be common food fish. Is it showing up on the stream? It is. Or it's trout. I've never... See, I'm British, so our fish and chip shops are just filled with cod. Cod and haddock. I just misspelled trout. Oh yeah, that thing. Okay, so this fish will be a common food fish found fondle. I mean, if it's common, it would probably need to be found everywhere, really, wouldn't it? How common is, like, cod? Is there anywhere that it doesn't show up? I don't think there is. So there's various kinds of cod, obviously. Yeah, there's not just one singular fish that's called a cod. Yeah, the common name for the demersal fish genus, if I said that correctly, Gadus, belonging to the family Gadus. Gadus. I don't know how you pronounce that. Okay. Two most common species of cod are the Atlantic cod, which lives in the colder waters and deeper sea regions in the North Atlantic, and the Pacific cod, found in eastern and western regions of the Northern Pacific. So, very, very common. They call it a huge family of different cod species. Yeah. So, it's the common name for this ground. So, demersal fish just means ground fish that occupy the bottom of seas and lakes. And it's this family, Gadus or Gadus, however you pronounce it. So there are three species in this family. There is the Atlantic cod, as we saw, the Pacific cod, and then something called the Alaska pollock, which is interesting. Okay. So yeah, this. Okay, so the genus is Gadus. The family is Gadidae, I guess, and there's a lot more. But yeah, so this family is known as the cods, codfishes, or troop cods. Several commercially important fishes, including cod, haddock, whiting, and pollock. So yeah, big family of fish. So we need to create something. Okay, so this kind of fish is going to have lots of different variants, I suppose, if it's going to be similar to cod. Because cod is just not one fish, but a lot of different kinds of fish in various areas. So we'll need to think of things like what would we need to think about? Obviously, we'll need to think about color variations. So let's see. Let's study a cod. And we also need to take into account the differences of my marine animals, because I have a fact sheet here, which just all of my notes of what like, how do I put this? Basically, how different marine animals in this world are to real life marine animals. So, this is going to be. I mean, these things are going to show up in the seas and the oceans. So, I guess we'll just leave it in the sea section, but in the sea section, Jesus. So it'll be in the sea area, but we'll put a note saying it's also an ocean fish. Or maybe it should be in the ocean instead. Yeah, okay. We're going to move this and put it in ocean instead. Oh, it was in lake at first. Whoops. Okay. Found in everywhere. Right. Oh my goodness. Numerous variations. And we will put those variations. We can just make notes of some variations if we feel like it. So we can say like, oh, this one is red and it does this or whatever. Righty. God, they produce several million eggs at each spawning. That's a lot of babies. That contributes to their high population numbers, which makes commercial fishing relatively easy. Okay, so that's another important thing to note. Huge spawns. Right. So most species are found in temperate waters. Let's range to okay. So things like where they're found in terms of like temperature and such, that will be different because oceans on on my planet are significantly warmer and denser, which I think will probably make so the fish that I'm going to make that will be our version of cod. I think it's going to be probably bigger and thicker than Earth cod, which it'll be some good eating, I'll say that. Oh god, diseases and parasites in cod. Ugh. Oh, that's a horrible image. Why did I need to see that? Yeah, okay. So let's take a look. Okay, obviously there are some. It seems in the variations of cod, there's different colors, obviously, but also different shapes and sizes. Obviously, changed by the kind of waters that they live in. So that's my voice. That's something to take into account. Okay. Now we need a name for this. So let's look at the etymology for cod. Actually, no. I feel like the name should definitely come from our own lore. So Twitch decided to tell me that Shy Lily is streaming right now. Yes, thank you for reminding me of all of the much bigger streamers than me that are currently online. You make me feel so much better about myself, Twitch. Okay, come on, we gotta lock in. I feel like this fish should be named from the race that likely would have made. It would make sense to me that in history, in this planet's history, that the practice of eating this fish would have started with the elves, or maybe even earlier. I don't know. How old do we want this fish to be? Do we want it to be a relatively newly discovered species, or something that's like... Let's make it real old and give it an ancient name. Why not? So, it'll come from these guys, I think. No, it wouldn't. These guys. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. If this is a very common species, I think maybe then that it would make sense if this was probably most likely, if this is the species that's most common, then it's most likely also the first fish that was actually seen by the seafarers of the ye old times. So I think it would make sense for this fish's name to translate to just fish. I think that would be great. So, because they would have looked at this thing and been like, yes, this is fish, or well, this is insert word that would translate to fish in English. So, that means we get to make up a new word. So let's go to, a new folder. Let's make a glossary. Oh wait, that's a new folder. Damn it. Delete. New note is what we want. Oh my god, did I click new folder again? What is going on with me today? New notes. There we go. Okay. We need to copy that symbol as well so that we've got the right thing here. There we go. Now, yes. Lovely. Right. Let's create a new word. What do we want the word for fish to be? What circumstances would spur the creation of the word for fish? Well, I feel that it would need to. In fact, we need to go back a little bit further. We need to go to technically the first language, which is this. This is the nexus from which all of the languages just get things made up, because this is the language of magic. So let's make a word for fish, because then we can make a spell that includes the word fish. That's pretty fun. That'll come around some other time, though. Let's see. Oh, God. Well, the word for... do we make a word for fish in this language? Because this, like I said in a previous stream, this language is essentially directly made from this one. So if we have a word for fish here, let's search. We don't. Okay. I need to find my... We're gonna make a word for fish in basically every language at this point, because we're going down rabbit holes already. This is my process in which I make new words. So I create something in this language, which is basically just Old English, but edited, and then I just change it to something else for this language. So, okay. Fish. How much do we want to guess that fish is the word for fish? Oh God. Oh, there's many different. Okay. To the act of fishing, catching a fish, payment in fish. There's a word for payment in fish. Oh, I gotta use that. Where fish are kept. With fish. On a stream with fish. A part of a river where a fish is caught. Just gonna go fish. Yep, fish. That's makes perfect sense. Okay, the word for fish. We have it. Sometimes I just directly use the word. So then it makes sense that the... Oh, wait. Crap. I put it in the wrong place. Oh, there it is. Okay, that needs to be taken away. And we will put it in here. And so now, in the ancient language, we shall do... yeah, feast is fish in the ancient language. Why not? Who the hell cares, right? Okay, so now we need the word for fish in this language. It's much more fun to just make shit up, you know? Yeah, screw it. I'm just gonna make it up. Let's see. Oh, I've got an idea. Let's make it close to the actual word fish. So we need to grab this symbol, because this is the F symbol right here. Let's just double check. So E. Right, so this will be our word. Or should we change it? Okay, you know what will be fun? Let's take this word, and the name for the cod will be the word in the elf language. So let's open this in a new tab, and also this, because we need to remember that that symbol got faded out and replaced with a V. So that means, bear with me, our word for this fish will, oh my god, my throat really wanted me to burp just now. It'll be this. I need to check the symbol. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Actually, you know what? I think in order to distinguish, so this will be the regular word for fish, and then the name for this particular fish will be let's create another word. Don't mind the silence, I'm locking in. Right, okay. I have an idea. So we're going to make this word on, which will mean first. Will be uln. And then in the later language, what would that become? I mean, it can stay the same, I suppose. Yeah, let's keep it the same. Okay, so put them together, and we have the name for our fish. Ulnvien. Which sounds quite, I don't know, Celtic? Not really. Whatever. Whatever. It's my world. I'll do what I want. How long have you been streaming now? An hour and 12 minutes. Damn. Okay. Already halfway through the first section. Wow. Okay, well, I'm not going to quit on time. If we are still creating and we've had our 2 hours, we'll just keep going, and I will do a 6 or even an 8 hour stream if I have to. I don't care. We're here for the good times. Right, so we have the name of our cod, Ulvien. That's so difficult to say. Why do I make these things complicated for myself? Right. So this is our cod, essentially. Cod/trout, probably cod. So now that we have a name, we need to decide. Now, from what I read about the cod family, is that the different ones that they are the same kind of fit. Well, they're in the same family. We know that much, and they have variations in different places. So when it comes to the way it looks, that's likely obviously going to depend on where it comes from. So I think for this, we'll say that the basis of the base fish. I need to check my map as well and figure out what I named the oceans, because I've already forgotten. The seas and the oceans, I gave them names. I cannot remember the names. So I'm going to pray. I am going to pray so damn hard that I have the maps with the names of the location, the names of the seas on them. Because if they don't, I am screwed. Because I don't have my maps saved on my own incarnate. Okay, let's see. Writing. So it'll be in here. Yes! Okay, I've got some JPEG files which contain my map. If I can copy and paste the image of the map, I will try. Damn it, I don't have the... okay. Let's see if I can put an image on here. I'm going to make a new note. I'm going to call it apps. Yes. I am a writer, I promise. Okay, maps. There we go. Alright, so let's see if I can... Yes! Oh, no. Okay, we need to leave that there. This is my... the map of my world. Is there any way I can make it bigger so that you can see it better? I don't know. Maybe if I zoom in. Is there a way for me to zoom in? Maybe in reading view? I can't do it that way. Okay, well, there's the map of my world with what are they called? Labels. So the fish that we're making is going to be first discovered around here. So it would be discovered in the seas. As you can see, there's not much room for oceans in this planet. They would be on these outer areas here because you've got all this enclosed space. This is how I realistically envisioned the planet looking. The continents are all stretched up like this. I pray that it looks relatively realistic. But even if it doesn't, I've already gotten this far with the map and, based a lot of stuff around it. The white bits you can see here, those are the snowy areas. And you've even got a little place here that's inhabited, as well as these places. This is Normangold, and then we have Sturmenhold. Oh, and Dundalk as well. I need to go through my map and, I think I updated the names of all of the places in my drive, but I didn't update it on the map, so I gotta fix that. Let's see if I can also add the parchment version. That also, I don't think, has the oceans named, but that doesn't matter. We'll just make up new names, I guess. Unless I can find them in my Google Drive somewhere, which I doubt. I'm not that forward-thinking. So there's the parchment version. This looks much nicer. I love this. I think you can probably see the names much better. So we have these two continents here are these are basically like Australia. They're continents, but they aren't. They don't have their own countries. These ones do. So this big continent, this is the largest one, obviously. This is, and if you look closely at the mouse, all of the stuff that goes on in the first book happens around here. It also goes over here for a little while, but mainly it's around here. So as you can see, yeah, very tightly contained story around here. The second book expands out a bit more, so we get to go up to the north here in book 2. Book number 3 will be taking us around these areas, as well as going around here. And we also get to explore a little bit of what's up here. But obviously lots of ground to cover over these books. I can promise that every continent will be visited at some point in my book series. So you get to see what goes on around here, what goes on in this place, what goes on over here. We'll get to see a lot of this. This big area here will be coming up as well. I think the very last place we get to go and visit will be this one. This comes in way later. We don't get to go there for a long time. But it's coming. It's coming. Anyway, we're going off on tangents here. So I think we'll actually say that the sea down here will more likely be... Actually, no. Considering the timeline I created, it's more likely that it will be this area where they would have been first discovered between these two continents. So maybe like around these islands here. Oh, yawned again. So what's this? Oh, this is Borellus and Hellebore. There's these two islands here. So this is where we would have discovered this fish. So I've completely forgotten where I was going with that. Yeah, we were deciding what they look like. So for this, we need to consult my fact sheet. So I'm going to copy and paste it here. And I want all of you to be just as much part of the process. So you get to see what I'm working with as well. Let's keep that in there. Oh, goodness me. Okay, so, like I said, water temperature is warmer than it is on Earth. In the deepest depths of the oceans, sea creatures are used to cold temperatures, but even then, the heat from on the Earth, the planets. This is not Earth. Planet's surface keeps it relatively warm in those areas, because I need to fact check myself here, but I'm pretty sure this is true. I think, though, that the ocean floor, yes, the deep ocean floor is consistently cold. Temperatures are just above freezing, between 0 and 3 degrees. So, that's not the case on my planet. Yes, the ocean floor is cold. I mean, colder than everywhere else, of course, but it is not that cold. Okay, so, yeah, they're used to cold temperatures, they're used to the warm temperatures, dimly lit waters, even at the surface of the sea, and regularly strong tides. The sea and the oceans are quite dark. Where we would have, what is it called? I think it's called the, there's a name for the line in the ocean where it starts becoming like the deep ocean. So the dark. Okay, that's not it. Name of the dark zone in the ocean. Tell me, give me the knowledge, Google. The midnight zone. Okay, we've got a little. I found a little thing here. So we've got the ocean zones here. So we've got the sea level, the sunlight zone, the twilight zone, the midnight zone, the abyssal zone, and the Hadal zone. Oh my god, my throat. So, okay, here we are, layers of the ocean. Well, I think a photic zone, that's the name of the zone where the darkness of the sea or ocean actually starts. Yeah, so the surface layer is the why can't I say this word? Oh my god, I know someone that would be very disappointed in me. The epipelagic zone. Yes! Got there eventually. So this is the sunlight zone. It extends from the surface to 200 meters, where most of visible light exists. Okay. Then we have the mesopelagic zone, which is referred to as the twilight zone, and sunlight is very faint. And then after that is the bathypelagic zone, which is constant darkness, also called the midnight zone. So it's that. The only light at this depth and lower comes from bioluminescence of the animals. Okay, so yeah, where we would have the beginning of the bathypelagic zone on this planet, that part would come in a lot higher. Well, relatively higher, because the oceans are significantly darker. So the hadopelagic zone, which is supposed to be the very bottom, well, the area of the very bottom of the ocean, getting to the ocean floor, that would be bigger, and it would start higher, as would all the other levels. I haven't thought about those levels, nor have I thought about their measurements. I'll probably come up with that sometime, because then we can do ocean stuff and sea stuff, add an interesting layer to it. But anyway, so because of Silverine, which is a element that I made up, well, a thing that I made up, they have the surface above them is clouded by thick air waves that fog the surface above water. So oceans and seas, and on this planet, they have a constant rolling sort of fog-like substance all above it. So it looks like if you go to the coast, if you look out to the sea or the ocean, you're gonna feel like you're in Silent Hill. It's hilarious, and supposed to be scary, because dark fantasy. It's amazing how science can make things scary, and I absolutely love it. I am here for it. It's brilliant. So yeah, oceans are thick and dense, and it weighs heavily on any marine creatures. Tides are also especially rough. Aquatic life uses their own primitive form of elemental magic to survive in the oceans. That they do. Even animals can use magic, because why not? We play Elden Ring, and dragons can use magic, and dogs can use magic. Why the hell not, right? So we have the different thingies here. So I'm just gonna format this a bit better because that's messing with my brain. Let's bold the. Oh god. Okay, yeah. So the deepest parts of the oceans are also called the glowing deserts, which I love. I love that nickname. So let's format this properly. Obviously, I'm gonna have to remake some of this because I wrote this a long time ago, and things have changed since then. So I'm gonna change this to the Great Seas because there's more seas than oceans around here. This was written before I came up with the map as well, so I was thinking there were going to be vast oceans. There are not. Okay, so predatory fish depend on sonar mostly. Predators also rely on stillness, strength, and luring. So, yeah, any of you familiar with that scary ass fish with the light bulb coming out of its head? There's lots of those in different formats. Scary. There's the waters, obviously, they don't allow for long chases. So basically, lots of these fish are going to be very thick, very fat. They're going to be quite slow. So you'll have a lot of ambush fish, the kind of fish that would like dig into sand and then wait for some poor little defenseless tinier fish to swim along and then just yank them up like a Venus flytrap. See, predators employ stealth and assassination tactics or use luring. And another way is brute strength to kill as quickly as possible. So quite literally just beating the damn brakes off something. Just, I think now just all I can picture now is just like a gang of like 3 giant fat fish just locking in on this small group of smaller fish and just beating the sense out of it. Oh, that's funny. I need to make a fish that's like that, a predator fish that like gets his homies to just come in and beat the sense out of a fish for food. The ocean is a scary place, man. I mean, I've seen some of the things that live in those oceans and like read stuff about them. Some of them are scary as hell. I'm not gonna lie. This is one of the many reasons why I don't like swimming in the sea or the ocean. Anyway, prey fish is what we want because this cod is. Hello, Ko-Fi stream bot. No one invited you here. Anyway, more than likely, the codfish is going to be employing prey tactics. So we need this information. So prey fish will depend on hide tactics and camouflage to survive. And a lot of prey fish develop reflective scales. So this is something important, right? So let's note this down. What do we want it to have? Let's see. Oh God. It's gone back to the beginning. We need to scroll down. Hide tactics and camouflage. Let's make this a hiding fish, shall we? Let's do that. So hides for protection and safety. Let's say, where would it hide though? Would it be like, I don't think this would be the kind of fish that would bury itself in sand or anything, because obviously if it's going to be a common fish that is like harvested for food, then, you know, it needs to be easily found or easily fished for. So maybe having it being a hiding fish is not the best idea, because if there's so many of them, they need to, you know, be accessible to fishing nets and fishing rods and such. So how would we format this then? Because it obviously needs a way to protect itself from predators, and it can't be a fish that swims fast. Well, maybe we can say that it hides when it feels threatened. So we'll go with that. So if it senses a predator nearby, or actually, no, better idea. Another thing that I know that some animals do to ward off threats is to be hiding fish as long as they're such things as fishing hatcheries and farms. Oh, you know what? I didn't think of that. I mean, we could go with that. Yeah, you know what? Let's go with that. I feel like it would make sense um, for that to come about, having like hatcheries for this kind of fish, or like little farms where they, breed these, because these fish, they're going to be the same as cod that they make when they have a spawn. It's like millions upon millions of eggs. So I think that does sound realistic. So yeah, we'll go with the hide method. So hides from predators. Let's say I don't think we want it to be one that digs in sand or anything. So we'll say it goes in caves and such. Yeah, caves, small holes, etc. Because obviously we can't have it be one of those that, for example, maybe is poisonous to eat, because then it's not going to be a common fish to eat. I mean, it would be either a delicacy or just people won't touch it. And on this planet, some of these toxins are horrible, so more than likely it won't be touched, which goes against what we're trying to aim for here. So we'll just say that it hides. And it's very good at hiding, because obviously none of these fish can swim fast. So if it's getting chased, it's gonna die. But we'll say it's extremely good at hiding, which brings about a good idea. Maybe for color, for this one, especially the ones down south. Yeah, so we'll say, what is the proper name for this continent? I'm just going to put the name of the continents. We'll figure out names of the seas later. So let me just quickly get the name of the continent here. I need to re-navigate through my law folders, locations. Here we are. Here's the name. Right. Give me the wretched name. Harry Potter jokes. Okay. Usually colored. So I need to remember what color. I remember what color the caves and stuff would be, because roots and that, they're like a sort of rusted copper color. So I'm usually colored rust/copper. Copper color. So that's the color. Now that's great. So that's the color that they have, and they use that to their advantage when they hide, because they hide in caves, and it looks like they're blending in. Like that one bird that I found out about that blends into trees and looks so much like a tree branch. It's insane. I need to close a few things because it's taking up memory. Okay, so we've got a method of survival. We've got a visual look. Let's see if we're missing anything. Okay, we're going to open the fact sheet in here. Where are we? Great seas. Here we are. Right, so reflective scales to counteract bioluminescence of hunting fish by reflecting their own colors back. Low lights to their advantage, being naturally colored in ways to keep themselves hidden. I better get rid of that because the seas aren't that color. We'll just leave it at using low light to their advantage, and we'll figure out that kind of thing later. Because all fish don't have a general color. They're all varying colors. So that's a ridiculous thing to put. Okay, so we're assuming of the fish and plant life, living further in the ocean floor and bodies that adapt to warmer temperature. Colder, not warmer. It's hotter at the surface, it's colder down below. Get it right, man. So these fish are cold-blooded. rely on the warmth of the ocean floor to regulate their body temperature. Where did I come up with that? Did I make that earlier? I guess I did. I need to double check my notes in my drive to fact check that, but if I put it in there, I did a lot of my research before writing this, so that this must have some truth to it. Okay. What other things do we need to consider with this fish? So we know that it's a very common fish found everywhere and has many variations. It's used for food, so big fishing. Also, it's farmed. So let's put that in there as well. Production. So they hide in caves. They have the one that we're focusing on right now has a rust/copper color with its scales. I think that's really all we need at the moment. Okay. Now, so the way that this thing is going to look, because they're all going to look the same slightly. There'll be some variations. Some might be, shorter and stubbier, depending on where they live. But in this, we need to know how different the seas are, which I haven't gotten to yet. I don't think we want to spend this stream just constantly going down rabbit holes. So, especially considering we've been streaming for almost 2 hours and only made one thing. So you know what? We've got a decent fish here. It can be workshopped in the future. It's not like this is actually going to show up. I'm just using this for fun. I mean, there will probably be reference to this fish if I decide, like, there's a scene where they go to a restaurant, so they'll be like, oh, the fish of the day is this. It's the fish of every day because it's served in pretty much everything. Okay, well, congratulations to us. We have created a sea fish. So, you know what? Because there's basically no oceans, actually, we'll leave that. We'll rename this to deep sea / ocean. See, deep sea and ocean, and if you want me to be pedantic. Because let's look at the map again. Because obviously from the map. Oh, okay, it's bigger now. Sweet. All right, so you can see everything. Yeah, so as you can see from the map, we've got a lot of sea area here because these would be seas, of course, and they'll be divided politically. I'm pretty sure I did name this. It had a name, this sea, because it's the sea between this continent and the continent where the place. This is where demons live. Abaris. This is where all of the demons mess around and have fun. God, my throat. I'm gonna quickly hydrate. Okay, delicious water. Yes, this is where demons are found. So I'm pretty sure I named this sea something in a different language, which basically translated to evil waters, or evil water, or dead water or something. I think this was evil water, and then this was dead water, and then this section here, I called it like the Holy Sea or something, or like the Sacred Sea, because it's claimed by these guys. And then this one. So I'm gonna quickly draw some. Can I draw on this? For I don't think I can. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna see if this will work. So I'm gonna press print screen and see. Oh, it just froze my thing. Okay, never mind. All right, forget it. Why can't I should be. There should be a way that I can do that. Command palette, create new base. Mhm. I guess I can't. Oh well. I'll just do it with my mouse. So the sea around here. Um, so this from this line to this line, that's one sea right here, and then we have another one here, and of course that leads further out into the greater ocean that comes back around over here, and then this area here is also an ocean along with this. Basically, all of the outsides are all different oceans, and they'll be cordoned off later. And then we have this is not a sea. This is, I mean, well, it kind of is, but like, I don't know what you would call, because this would be a sea if it weren't for all of the islands in between breaking it up. So I don't know what you'd call that, but I think it would still be a sea, technically. So then that cuts off there. Then you have this one that goes this way, and that cuts off at about here. And then this area cut off at here and here. That's a sea of its own. And then the largest sea in this whole place is this one, because it's all of this around here. And then you have another one, which is this strip right here. Are we all following? All following? Good, good, good. Learning your C's with teacher. So that would make, how many C's do we have? 1, 2, 3. I will count that. 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that's 7 C's. Oh my god. We have the 7 C's. I did not know that, and I am so happy. So now we can make Sail the 7 Seas jokes. Oh my god, yes. Wait, I need to count it. Okay, just to be very clear, so we got this one here, that's 1, and this one is 2. This bit is 3, that's 4. This one is 5. This is 6, and this is 7. Yes, we have the 7 Cs. I'm going to abuse this horribly every time the elves show up. There will never be a reference to sailing without a mention of the 7 Cs, and it's going to make me so happy. See, this right here, this is the real fun of world building, discovering the nonsense things that you really just don't need to know about or care about, but you know it's there and you love it. Oh man, that's made me so happy. Okay. Back to the mission. So we now have a sea creature. The currents must be horrendous here. Yep. See, the seas are just a cacophony of nightmares. Disregarding the kind of things that live in these places, it's rough. Let me. I'm gonna pull up. You won't be able to see this, but I will be adding it to Obsidian because everything that I've got in my Google Drive is going to go into Obsidian, one way or another. So let me get my world building notes up. Here we are, natural world. I'm gonna read out some of all the potential straits. Oh yeah, you make a good point actually. I should think about that as well. I'm gonna make a little note to myself to think about that and like do some more research into it so I could see how many I could put in. Mountains affect wind currents. That I didn't know, actually. So I did a lot of research into how things would work. I did not research absolutely everything, though. So there are some things I've missed, like that. It's okay, yeah. My full-on like world-building notes document, the original one, is like 40 pages long. Storms could be insane here. The storms are actually. Let me search storm here in my notes folder. Yep. So definitely have stormy seas. It's apparently the storms are far more intense because all of this was made with like actual scientific research into, you know, how what like I wanted most of this to be grounded in science. I didn't want to make stuff up and just go because magic and then leave it at that. So and with everything that I made on this planet, there are far more intense storms due to extra moisture retention, and there are frequent monsoons, long-lasting hurricanes, and also blizzards are a nightmare. Oh wait, I've also got a separate notes folder. I think this is where most of the actual planet-based stuff is, rather than this other one, which is like lots of different, like a combination of different things. It takes forever to load because there's a lot of information on these things. Like I've got one notes page, which is 72 pages long. So that's one of my notes documents. And then the other notes document, the original one, is 20 pages long. Okay, so let's let me pull up the. So I created a element. Let me see where it is. I think it's still in the natural world folder. I apologize that you can't see any of this. Maybe I'll add it in just so you can have a look and it'll just be in there. I'm already looking at the page, so why not add it to Obsidian? It's going to be categorized eventually anyway. If anything will load. Let's see. Scrolling. It's found in mountains. Let me see here. Okay, so I have a material that I made called, how do you pronounce this? Thunderglass. Basically means thunder glass, and it's a crystal that generates electricity when exposed to wind. So this creates much more frequent and more intense electrical storms. It's also harvested to and repurposed for energy storage. And it's quite often found, if I pull up the map again, it's most often found in the mountainous regions in this continent. So that in turn is why one of the biggest, the largest industry for warlocks, because most of them live here, is energy. They trade in energy because they can harvest this crystal and use it to store, contain, and then of course sell energy, which is so definitely one of my favorite little tidbits that I created. But yeah, these oceans are really rough. And obviously, marine life within the oceans have adapted to be able to live in them. But, you know, even taking away the natural predators that some of these fish have to deal with, just living in these oceans alone is a trial every single day. We get the section I pulled up on oceans in my big notes. Some of the things that affect storms and such over the oceans is obviously higher average temperatures. And what else did I put in here? There's also deep sea hydrothermal vents on the ocean floors, which relates back to when the planet was first being formed. More humid than the Earth atmosphere. It is. Yes, it is. The planet might even wobble around the sun if the weather seasons were in disarray. Yeah, there were a lot of things that I needed to, because I wanted to make sure that the planet wasn't a catastrophic nightmare, which would, have people thinking, how in the hell can anyone just live in this place? So I wanted to do my best to make it stable as possible, which had me figuring out like how the sun works, how the moon works, and creating materials that like form the planet itself. Like our planet. What's that planet made of? It's made of a bunch of different elements. Obviously, I know that it's made of iron. So the crust is rich in oxygen, silicon, aluminum, and iron, and then the mantle, magnesium and iron, and then the core is made of iron and nickel. So yeah, I had to create a bunch of different elements and different materials that had certain properties that would explain how this planet is so chaotic and yet also still somehow stable. And it's all in my notes. I need to piece them together properly and formulate them to make sense so that I can explain it in a better way. But yeah, these are the things that I really had to take into account. So this planet does just naturally rotate. If your characters live in a death world, they would adapt it to it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Obviously, like every race on this planet, as well as every creature, they adapt in their own ways, as you can see from here. Like, this isn't the only fact sheet that I've got. I've got one for all kinds of places, all kinds of creatures. But yeah, every creature. I mean, for example, take warlocks. They have, well, every race on this planet has accelerated regeneration property. So when they get hurt, it heals a lot quicker than humans do. So also they've lived on this planet is their home, so they naturally they have adapted to all of the horrible things that happen here, and they managed to work their way around a lot of things. That's how they're able to have infrastructure and lay roots in places and things like that. Not to mention having use of magic kind of helps as well. That does sort of help a little bit with battling the elements when you can harness and manipulate the most powerful element of them all, being magic. So, I don't know. This planet is a chaos planet, and I love it to death. It's my best world build project ever. But anyway, we need to move swiftly onwards. We've got a sea creature. We have cod. We have fish food. So now we can finally lay the groundwork for the sushi bars. I feel like I'm definitely going to make that a thing. Elves, the most common kind of restaurant that elves have is sushi bars. Of course, they're not called sushi bars, but that's what you get. It's fish food. Oh my god. Imagine that now. We have elfish, Viking, Celtic Viking elves with Japanese food culture. That sounds wonderful to me. See, we don't need to stick to stereotypes in this fantasy. We can do whatever the hell we want. And what we want to do now is make a lake creature. So, let's make a lake fish. What do we want for our lake fish? I think we want to make something. We want to make a predatory fish now. I feel like that's the natural next thing to do is make a predator fish. Not that kind of predator fish. We don't want Dr. Disrespect to come and eat us. Let's see. Let's take a look at. Let's get back to the water creatures. Oh, excuse me. That was a hiccup. Water creatures fact sheet. Where is it? Oh god, there it is. So we've decided what we're doing for the sea. We have the wetlands, rivers. I mean, most of the lakes in this world are going to be in the wetlands, so I feel like we should make a wetlands creature. So let's go through the lore. Because of the richness of marshlands and swampy geography on this planet, there is a great abundance of amphibious water creatures. Most common features of these creatures are bulky physique, lager. Oh my god. Larger feet for navigating the terrain, communication through sound or lights, powerful leg muscles. Okay, this is clearly not just for fish. This is, well, I put amphibious water creatures. But I mean, this fits. Bulky physique, communication through sound or lights. That also makes sense. Oh, here we are, fish in wetlands. Thank you. Okay. Proposed differently to the fish of the ocean. We change that to sea because they're more seas than oceans. Seas. They have less bulky bodies, but have developed overly strong fins in order to outdo the speed of amphibians. Okay. So clearly I've established that the thing that most of the amphibians feed on is fish. Is that correct? I mean, I'm going to check this, but this is a fantasy world. I don't need to follow all of the rules of Earth animals. I can change things if I want to. Brilliant. I'm searching Wikipedia, by the way. Face first. I'm going to quickly grab some painkillers. Give me a minute. I hate having to take painkillers as often as I do. Okay. So here we are, feeding and diets. Adult amphibians are predators, feeding on virtually anything that moves that they can swallow. Beetles, caterpillars, earthworms, and spiders. Okay, so they feed on insects mostly. At least our earth amphibians do. Usually swallow food whole, which makes sense. I could search fish and just find out, like, do any of them eat fish? Like, kind of would be cannibalism, I guess. Well, let's get to feeding and diet. Okay, they don't eat fish. You know what? Screw it. Cannibalism is fun, so cannibalism is fun. Yeah, some of my amphibians will eat fish because I said so. Don't argue with me. Hey, so let's put the speed of their predators. Though, like sea fish, not ocean fish. They also employ camouflage and rely on stealth tactics to escape. Some fish have learned an echo capability, which allows them to roughly mimic the sounds of amphibians underwater. Ooh. Creates the illusion that the predator is facing a rival and will hopefully back out. Interesting. Okay. I like the sound of that. We're going to use that for this lake fish. So, note time. Echo fish mimics amphibian noises to escape predators. So it would be like a child mimicking the sound of the Twitch terms and conditions to escape the predator. Okay, I'm not going to make any more Doctor Disrespect jokes. That was the last one. Right, so mimic sound. We're going to say that. So general. No, we're not going to do a comparison today. We're just going to blanket make up something. We're not going to take inspiration from a Earth creature for this one. Maybe we'll do that for the. What do we need to fill? We still need to put something in ocean, and then that's it. So we've got deep sea. We've got so we just need something for the oceans. Okay. Big fin. You know what? Should we make something that's kind of like a puffer fish? I want something that's like small and podgy, like a little squish, a little squishy. Let's make a little squishy. Little squishy. That'll be its name, little squishy. Right. So big fin, little squishy, echo fish. What else? What else do we know about? So we need to collect as much data as possible. So with the water creature, oh god. So we know that wetlands fish have a big fin. This is how they hide. We'll say that this one feeds on vegetation. Now, okay, one thing that I've forgotten is that every single one of my animals needs to have something about them that is horrifying. And we did not give that to our sea creature, our cod. I mean, does it need to have something? I don't think every animal needs to have something terrifying about them. I've got plenty of terrifying animals. I think some of them are allowed to just be regular and not horror creatures. I mean, so far, like for sea creatures, we already made one that like slithers up people's assholes. So can't get more horrifying than that. Let's leave this one alone. But our cod can just be a regular fish, just doing his thing. This one, on the other hand, needs to be horrifying in one way or another. And the simple answer to that is poison. Very toxic. What kind of poison should we give it, though? Thanks to watching, what's his name, Pars, I think it's called. I know a lot about different various poisons that fish can have. Personal favorite is, of course, neurotoxin. So, fish can carry many potent toxins, including cigarotoxin, I think that is, tetrodotoxin, and histamines. So let's see, what toxin do we want to give this one? So tetrodotoxin is a neurotoxin that, let's quickly have a look and see. We're going to do some toxin research today. Because whatever has the most disturbing one, or maybe we can give it like a toxin cocktail. You know, a pina colada of pain, where it has numerous ones in its body. It's a sodium, so tetrodotoxin is a sodium channel blocker that paralyzes you while you stay fully conscious. You're not able to breathe. You eventually die from asphyxiation. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to give it tetrodotoxin. How the hell do you pronounce that? I can say it perfectly, but I can't spell it. Tetro. Oh god. Toxin. Okay, tetrodotoxin and ooh, I know. What's that? What's the poison that makes you shit yourself? This is how we punish people, okay? We paralyze them and make them soil themselves. Toxin that causes dementia? Oh god. Okay, hold up. Several environmental and metabolic toxins can contribute to dementia or cognitive decline. Toxins, heavy metals, carbon monoxide, found in paint and glue, environmental and organic toxins. Okay, so there's no like animal toxin that can directly cause you to just start having dementia, which I mean makes sense. Oh, hold on. Algal toxins in seafood and fungal toxins. Okay, wait. I feel kind of bad that I'm on the search to try and find a way to create a fish that gives you dementia. Algal toxins produced by cyanobacteria in freshwater and algae in marine environments. Okay, so this is plant toxin, not fish toxin. Okay. All right, so we can't use that. That's fine. We know. So let's get back on track. Back to the original plan of making people shit themselves. Toxins that cause these streams are fucked as hell, man. Okay. Toxins causing diarrhea, typically produce bacteria and contaminated food or water. Okay, I think I need to rephrase this. Toxins produced by fish. Let's get a list, shall we? Fish toxins. Because obviously this is going to be something that happens when you try and eat it. Toxic algae, accumulation lard, predatory reef fish. All right, well, this is not a predatory fish, so that's not it. Improper fish storage. Okay, so that happens after you've caught it, so that's not a thing. Scombratoxin, also called scombroid poisoning or histamine poisoning, happens after eating a fish that contains high levels of histamine due to improper food handling. So that's not something. Natural marine toxins produced by microorganisms and built within the food chain. Okay, so these toxins come through by the things that they eat, so they don't naturally make it. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Okay. Okay, so clearly our best way to get to diarrhea. Yeah, like I said in my last stream, there's plenty of lip-worthy things that get said around here. On the forget road to 20 followers, this is the road to diarrhea. So I think this is pronounced kiguatoxin or ciguatoxin. Ciguatoxin makes more sense to me. The most common non-bacterial seafood-borne illness worldwide resulting from consuming tropical reef fish. Is this a tropical fish? Not really, it's a wetlands fish. Okay, I think we're going to have to abandon the... I mean, I could just put it in anyway because I want to, but I don't know if I think we're fine with just one poison for this fish. So yeah, if you try and eat it, you seize up and stop breathing. Such fun. Right, so our little fishy boy is an echofish. He's got a big fin, little squishy, feeds on veggies, which explains the toxin. And when you try to eat it, you will paralyze and die. It's not the fish where we get this. It's in things like reptiles. I think it's reptiles and plants. That's where we're going to be able to have more fun with poisons, because like in plants it's naturally occurring, and I think also like reptiles, they naturally make their own poison. I don't know how they do that though. It's an interesting thing that I should research sometime. But today is not that day. Today is the day for fish. So here we got the notes here. So now we need a name for this thing. Where would this be commonly found? Since it's commonly found, let's get the map up again so I can show and give a visual aid. So most of the wetlands is up here, as noted by the many tweets, as you can see. There should be more here. I forgot to put them in. But yeah, lots of marshland and wetland, especially down here. So our little lake friend will be found like here, 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 down here as well, over there, up there. Lots of places where this guy can swim around and be free until someone tries to eat him and then, expires. So, oh yeah, let's check all of our data as well. So we've already checked the water creatures fact sheet. So we know that we've got this information. Let's also quickly check I'm going to check my folder where I got my biomes. Where is it? All right, never mind. I haven't got one. That's cool. That's cool. We can figure this out another time. But we got enough information for a fairly well-rounded fish. So, as said before, it's going to come from up here. Now, up here is where we have these guys primarily, as well as the snake, well, the lizard people that speak in hissing noises, but they don't have a verbal language for that. So instead, we are going to go with this language and give it a name from here. Although, to be honest, I feel like it would make more sense for the lizard people to discover it, and they would have a name in the common language first. So we're going to do that instead. Now, what should we name this little boy? He's a little squishy, but he's a danger squishy. Oh, I've got an idea. Let's see, do we have a word for ball? We don't. Okay, we need a word for ball. There we are, rotundity. Okay, so we need the word here. It's going to be, where's the, I'm trying to get a specific thing. I think it's this. Oh God, I've lost the place where I was going to put this word now. Damn. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we have the word for round. We're going to give this thing a name based on what it does. Oh God, my mouth hurts so much. I hope these painkillers take effect quickly. I am in tremendous pain. All right, hang on. Right, I'm going to make up another new word here. I just need to quickly double check something. Okay, good. We'll change this to... Oh, wait, hang on. This is the wrong way around. Okay, so we've made two new words in the common tongue. The first one is ghost, which is, it's gonna mean paralysis, but it actually actually means like death sleep. Because it's like, it's a middle ground between death and sleeping, essentially. Because it's seen as like your body dies, but your mind is still awake. But you look as if you closed your eyes, it would seem like you were sleeping. And then ghost down is to sleep within death, and this is to be paralyzed. So this is where we get our name for our new creature. Can't remember how to pronounce that. Bygust, I think it would be Bygust. And this is a cute little ball of paralysis. So we're going to put a note here. Name means round paralysis. Round paralysis. Perfect. Should we add some mythology to it? Maybe we should. Let's give it some mythology. Why not? What kind of folklore can surround this little boy? Let's see. We need either folklore or like something modern about it, that's like it has a use or something. I mean, maybe we could say that the toxin is harvested, perhaps. So let's go use. Toxin is harvested, collected for government use. They use it to torture people. That's what we're saying here. So we're going to put this in quotation marks. It's used as like a poison by government workers, quotation marks, to complete tasks, quotation marks. That's it. That's what we've got. Okay. So we've got our lake fish now, the little danger ball. I don't think we'll do anything for ocean, actually, because the ocean there's not a lot of oceans. We've got the main categories here: deep sea, lake, river, and sea. That's enough. That's perfect. So at a later date, we could elaborate on this guy and this guy. Add a bit more, maybe for this one. We can add some variations in color and size for different types. And this one, we could probably give it a bit more backstory. maybe delve deeper into the echo thing. So maybe it mimics a specific kind of amphibian around it to stave off its predators. No jokes about that anymore, I promise. But that's it. We've got some water creatures in. So maybe next stream we'll add some more, just to give this actually have a little library of creatures here. Because I know that water creatures, that like the land and flying creatures, that's just going to be adding stuff because I've made so many for those. I've really not given my marine life much attention, or the attention it deserves at least. So, oh, we don't need that open. So yeah, we've completed that. Yes, sweet success. Well, been live for 2.5 hours. That's pretty good. I think that means we might make it to 5 hours for this stream. That's going to be great because I'm very awake. I don't have anything to do tomorrow. So yeah, I'm very happy to do an extra 2.5 hours after the break. Maybe even 3 hours. Who knows? So we will move to a little tea break time. And I will be doing my big outfit reveal. The new outfit that I teased, I don't know if anyone saw on Instagram, as well as in other places. We have a new fit for the horror stuff, and also a new screen. Now that I'm looking at the scenes that I've made now, I'm kind of liking it. I'm thinking I will stick with it. I am quite enjoying it. So, yeah, but we'll see how I feel about it. Let's take a break. I definitely need one. And we shall reconvene in 10 minutes to enjoy some spooky things, which is going to be great. Okay, so tea break time. Enjoy some sweet music, and see you all in a bit.